Hello, Nicholas Curtis here with the Edges of Texas, your favorite realtor here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a Texas realtor, so I can do business all over Texas. But I'm in San Antonio and the peripherals, New Braunfels, Church, all the way down to Medina Lake, Elmerdorf, etc. A lot of you ask me, is this a good time to sell my home? Is there a better time than this? No, there is not. And I'm going to give you the reason. Interest rates are low. That created more buyers at every price range than if the interest rate was at 10%. Yesterday, I was talking to a client. She got approved at USAA, which is a company here locally. Actually, it's all over the world, but it's based here locally, military city here. And her VA loan was 30-year at 3.25. That I haven't. That's very good. So $500,000 loan. So interest rates are low, more buyers are buying, and on the other hand, you have less properties. There is a shortage in inventory. Like everything else, when the inventory is short, demand goes up, and demand is up, price goes up. I'm going to give you an example of the toilet paper a couple of years ago. Didn't mess with it. People were paying $5 for 2 rolls of toilet paper. But it's the same example. So yes, now is the best time to sell your home. What month you should put it on? It's all the same. In January, you're going to have less properties, less buyers. In April, you're going to have more properties, more buyers. So it kind of averages the same. You're going to get the maximum for your house if you put it any month of the year. A lot of people think the end of the year, it's the same thing. The end of the beginning of the year, there's a little less properties and there's a lot less buyers. Christmas, holidays, etc., etc. Now you got income tax coming. People have, more money to put down payments, so they're looking around again. They're more active, and then that's gonna die out, and then you're gonna have less inventory because people think that I'm not gonna sell my house now until next year. It's all the same. Every month is the same for your house. When we sit together for a consultation, there is only one thing I want to know. Do you want to sell this house as a fixer-upper, or do you want to sell it for full price? And is it worth to do a complete renovation before you sell it? So let's walk through the numbers a little bit and say that you spent 25 grand on a new kitchen, 10 grand in updating the bathrooms, and now you got a house that you got to sell for at least 50 grand more, right? To at least get your money back. Is it worth it? Debatable. I say no. Let the people that are gonna buy it spend that kind of money, and also it's time consuming. Sometimes the cabinets are not in, and there's delays, and people don't show up, so it might be 2-3 months instead of selling it right now. And we know what's happening right now is a low inventory and a ton of buyers out there. So let's walk through the steps of what you should do and what you should not do, and that's my consultation with the seller. Things that don't cost practically nothing is curb appeal. Get your driveway pressure washed, get your front of the house, the siding, the brick, the stone, pressure wash, looking nice. Go to your local gardening center and grab some flowers, trim your bushes, manicure your lawn, edge it, make it real nice. That adds so much value to your house beyond comprehension. Just that little money you just spent, it gives that first impression. Remember, you cannot have a second chance for a first impression. First impressions are everywhere. The house is manicured, is looking good, is looking clean, and people want to come inside and see what it is inside. So now they open the front door and they look inside, and you might have the older cabinets, you might have some old lighting, you might have some older countertops there. If you bought it 10, 15 years ago, it's outdated. but it doesn't matter. You're not gonna do all that. My advice, you're not gonna do all that to just sell your own house. It's different if you're a flipper now. You bought the house really, really cheap. It was in bad condition, so you got room now to update it to maximize your profit. But if it's your own house, maybe some cabinet hardware will give it a lift. Maybe a new lighting on the roof will give it a modern look that you're looking for, a nice clean, and definitely a declutter. Carpets. If you have carpet down the road, down on the floor, and it's 10 years old, it's probably old, and it's probably a little stained. Can it be cleaned? Can you get a cleaning company to give it a nice clean? If the carpet is in not horrible condition, I would suggest cleaning it. Why? Because a lot of people don't like carpet anymore. They want wood, they want laminate, they want tile. They're gonna change when they get in there. The first thing they're gonna do is paint and change things around to make it their home. They bought a house, they wanna make it their home, so they're gonna put their personal touches. So you spending 10 grand on a carpet might not give you anything back, because the people that are gonna walk in, they're gonna say, well, the first thing we're gonna do is take the carpet out and put wood, and so forth and so on. Cabinets, the same thing. Countertops, the same thing. Now, if they're broken, if they're completely demolished, and doors falling off, then you might want to think, do I change the cabinets and spend that kind of money, or do I list it as is, as sin, and know that the people are going to walk in there, they're going to get a bad vibe from the cabinets, and they're going to ask me for money back for the cabinets, or they're going to make a lesser offer. So that's totally up to you. We can discuss that on the consultation. And that is my advice. The next thing I want to talk about is the listing agent. Why should you list with me? Or why would you list it with someone? A lot of people just looking for the bottom line, kind of, they think. They're gonna go with a 1% fee, which is a lot less, and you're gonna go with one of these companies. Now remember, these companies that don't charge you fees, they're not gonna represent you. It's pretty much a do-it-yourself. They're gonna just write the contract and present you the contract. Some of them, the agents, are not even able to negotiate. They just, hey, this is the offer. What do you want to do? You want to take it or not? And leave it alone. On the other hand, we have a company. Let's start with that. We're gonna have your home presented right off the bat to everybody's in the database. Our database. We're in Houston, we're in San Antonio, and we're in Austin too. So we've got a huge database, and remember, people move from Houston to San Antonio and back and forth all the time. People from Houston buy homes at Canyon Lake for vacation home, etc., etc. Huge database. So whenever I get a listing, immediately through my agency, with none of my doing, it's an automatic thing, will be presented and sent and emailed in front of all these people that match this criteria. And that's a given. Number two, we have a huge presence in every social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. We're out there. We're gonna blast a house out there. We're gonna put it in front of everybody that's looking. Yes, we have the technology. Everybody has the technology now to put it in front of you if you click in several other homes that match this criteria. If you're looking for a search in Google, home in San Antonio, your listed house will come. And also, the first thing that's going to happen once I list it in the local MLS service, Realtor.com, Zillow.com will pull that listing out and show it to people. However, we got a better positioning because we spent some money with these two companies, and these are the monsters, they're the giants in the industry. So a few more reasons to list it with me will be the exposure that your house is going to be given. Years and years ago, back in the 80s, what counted for a real estate agent to be a very successful agency was location, office, print material. So remember the sign was there, and you had, printed material in front of it. This is not the way to do it in today's age. People do not drive around to buy a house. Google it. They do not drive around to see a house. They go to Zillow or Realtor, or they get it in an email because I sent it. And that's another thing we're gonna do. We're gonna blast an email to all the agents in the area because they might have clients to match your criteria. Simple things that we do to market your house, and the price is that we pay is phenomenal to the results we get. Phenomenal results. The last thing I want to say is presentation. We're gonna sit together and I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do, what to paint, what to change, and that will be an advice. Of course, you do what you want. If you should change that, the fan out there, if you should add some lights in the kitchen, if you should paint the moldings or just clean it up, and I'm gonna save you money by making you money. That's very important. The net is my concern as a listing. Your net is my concern as your listing agent. That's the only thing I'm gonna look. I'm gonna represent you and I'm gonna try to get you the best net. When the offers are coming in, and we're gonna have a few, usually everything is in a multiple offer situation in the last year or so, or more. And I'm gonna vet every one of these offers. I'm gonna represent all of them to you, but I'm gonna vet every one of these offers, and I'm gonna tell you this one's like this one's like this, and this one's like this. Why? Because my job is not only to get you the most money, but to close on the house. I see a lot of homes that are listed a day or two later, or a few days, they go on under contract. And I have a buyer, I call the agent and says, yeah, we got a contract, but they got to sell their home before we buy the home. I would advise you not to take that offer and take the other one. It might be $5,000 less as the end result, but you're going to close faster and you're going to get your money. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to call that other realtor, I'm going to vet these people to the end. I'm going to call the mortgage company that pre-approved them. And when I present you and say, this might be your best choice, count on me. I already did my job. One last thing I want to say is, last thing on that, we don't want this house to go back in the market. We want to accept an offer and see it to close, and that's my job. One last thing I wanted to say is that when you pick an agent, make sure you do a little research. Make sure this guy knows what they're doing. A lot of agents out there will not accept VA offers, and it's silly because they close the same way as a conventional loan. Actually, to me, they're more secure. It's 100% financing. If they got pre-approved, they already got the money for closing, which is minimal. And VA is no different than a conventional loan. Minor differences. A $100 termite inspection, or 125, it's around here, somewhere in there, and that's it. That's the only difference. You still don't have to fix everything. There's still gonna be a negotiation between you, me, and the buyer's agent, the buyer. And we can say, yeah, but no, it doesn't pass, or whatever, If it's something little like changing the molding of a door, I will make sure we got you covered on that. I'm sure you have a million questions right now, but to make a parallelipsis about everything I talked about, the best time to sell your house is right now. Sell it with a knowledgeable agent, one that can produce results. Make sure it's clean, it's decluttered, and good enough to take some nice pictures. Pictures work. Clean up give it the curve appeal. It takes nothing to do that. And make sure that your agent has a presence in the location, the market, a huge presence in the internet, A lot of people are buying house from Washington, from California, to come to San Antonio. So that's why you want an internet presence. Not only the local people will see it, not only the local agents will. I went a little over on this one. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna cut it short by saying, yeah, that periellipsis. And make sure your agent knows the loans, the type of loans. Make sure he vets the people that are coming in. Any questions? Any comments on this? I very much appreciate it. And also what I appreciate is I'm putting sometime, one time a week or a couple times a week to make this video to help you guys out. I would appreciate it if you hit the button down below, subscribe to me, and this way you can get, and a like. This way you can get all the videos as I post them, and then choose and pick which one you want to watch. The buying and selling together, I'm going to do another video about that, how to combine the two. But for now, happy selling. Nikos Kurtis with the Agency Texas. Have a great day.